Imagine I'm on paradise. I'm with company, the sweet supply. Poppy fields growing in your mind.
Peace and love, my lovelies. It's your girl Karina. Welcome back to the channel. We are continuing our Venus in the Signs series, and this series is specifically called How to Be Irresistible. And this one is for my Venus and Scorpios out there. I love y'all. You're so sexy. And if you have Scorpio placements in the sun, moon, and rising, then this would apply for you too, because it's a part of your blueprint. Once I'm done with the series, I'm going to do a live talking about the blueprint, because I know I've said it in a few videos and some people are like, what the hell are you talking about? So I'll discuss that once we're done, and we're almost there because we're in Scorpio right now. Let's continue. Okay, this is probably one of the most sexiest placements, because anywhere you find Mars, you're gonna find just hot, oozing sex. Okay. You gotta say it like that, sex. Now Venus in Aries, okay, is going to be like the sister sign to Scorpio when it comes to beauty and fashion and irresistibility. However, the key with Venus in Aries, my friends, is that Venus in Aries is young, youthful, jump my bones, sexy. So they have more of this rules where they have no rules. They show a lot of skin. They just want to show they're almost close to naked body as possible. They're also defined in the eyes, right? Now, Venus in Scorpio is defined in the eyes as well, but they work very well with a smoky eye, the smokiest eyes, because everything about Venus and Scorpio is taking that sex energy from Aries, right, and making it more mature, making it more complex, making it the art of seduction. So it's not going to just be take me as I am and let's jump, let's do it now. It's like, I want to get down to the root of your fantasies. I want to get down to the things that trigger you to scream in your highest ecstasy. And the only way to do that is to get to know you. So the seduction is longer and it's more of a smokescreen, in which the clothing as well is going to be more fully clothed. It's not always going to be like sexy. Of course, they'll show skin. There's no doubt about it. But they want to be more fully clothed, but still accentuate the assets. So we're coming from Libra, which is curvaceous, right? And is already showing off the hourglass figure. Now, when we get into Venus and Scorpio, we take that body and we just push it out. Like, okay, now you love my curves, but now I want you to see me and want to have sex with me as soon as you see me. And that is Venus and Scorpio. But you still a lot left to fantasy because they're fully covered, like Virgo. Okay, so the signs they take from the signs behind them. What's very similar about Venus and Scorpio and Virgo is that they both like to be fully clothed. They both like high quality items, and the clothing is very thick materials. Okay, Virgo is going to use like the tweed jackets, right? That's like a thick material. And with Venus and Scorpio, it's leather. That is a thicker material. It's not always super thick, but it's a thicker material than the, let's say, like this t-shirt, right? So their ideas of the beauty and irresistibility, there's something about being sucked in tight with this material with Venus and Scorpio that speaks to their body. It speaks to their energy signals of this idea of dominating, right? This idea of dominatrix. And they might play that role in the bedroom, but they don't have to. It's just more of the allure of that energy. And so they captivate their lovers through the types of people that want to emphasize the submission domination role. And so it shows in a Venus and Scorpio's outfits and clothing. Now, their color palette is actually pretty simple. It's usually just white, black and red, okay? The only reason that you would find a Venus in Scorpio go outside of these colors really is if they have like maybe some trines or sextiles from their Venus to like Neptune, you know, or Uranus, or if they have like a sun or moon or ascendant in like Gemini, right? Those are more multicolored placements, and more pizzazz and crazy patterns. So those placements might make them veer off from the typical palette, but their typical palette is going to be black, white, and red, okay? So everything about them can be very in your face. They take from the drama of Leo and can actually be very big on like capes and lace, right? And they can also cover their eyes. They can wear a lot of things that droop over the eyes to add even more of that smoke screen thing, right? And everything is going to be very, just like, it looks very drama. They have a lot of drama in their clothing. The leather and energy is not really going to be like cool and calm like you'll find in Aquarius. The leather in Venus and Scorpio has purpose. It wants to have a statement, and it's very much so prominent in the wardrobe. And I highly recommend that if you have this placement, that you invest in high leather boots, leather jackets, maybe leather leotards or bodysuits, something like that, because something about wearing this material just really sends energy signals to the body about being turned on, and you can literally turn yourself on probably with that clothing. Now, when we look at the hairstyle, right, the hairstyles are going to be more short, straight, or updos, but not like elegant, droopy updos, like things that are just going to be very sleek, like maybe a high ponytail that's very, very straight. If they have long hair, it's just very, very straight. They look really good when they contrast or non-contrast. So this means like really, really black, jet black hair, or almost completely the opposite, and like either white hair or like the hair is very close to their skin color, right? So no contrast in the hair, right? So they just look really good with that silvery look where it almost looks a little ghost-like. It's almost a little bit like alien-like, because they look really good when the color is taken, right? Because if you look at the palette, it's basically black, white, and red, like I've said. The only thing that has color is red in that palette, right? So there's something about the omission of color that works really well with this placement. And it can be very intensified, and it's very jarring, but that's kind of the energy of Scorpio, because the energy of Scorpio is taking one extreme to the other, and so they embody this really well. They don't look really good with like a lot of fussy materials like frills, you know. It just, everything's got to be sleek. And if there's jewelry, the jewelry is not you know, very over the top or anything like that. It's just maybe like one piece. Actually, snake or dragon jewelry is really big for this placement. You'll find a lot of celebrities with Venus and Scorpio that kind of will rock that, or just something more occult-like. So if anything that they wear might have purpose, it might talk a little bit about what they know or themselves from an occult position, really sharing that part of themselves. If they work with any other colors, it's going to be like the darker side of the color. So one color that I thought of was like a really deep wintry blue. That would work very well with this placement as well, okay? So the idea of these rules, for say, is more about just saying, well, this is the foundation. This is where to start. Of course, you have freedom. You can do whatever you want. And of course, you have other placements in your blueprint that might veer you off of this track. But there's something about Venus and Scorpio that once you really find like these very important pieces to have, you pull them out on very specific occasions, because your seduction is not always going to be turned on either. You're sometimes going to be the complete opposite, maybe not want to be all decked out and glammed up all the time. So you may not necessarily turn on your magic all the time, but when you do, it's very captivating, noticeable. All eyes are on you. Pretty much all fantasies, raw and raunchy, are on you too. Okay, so that's your Venus in Scorpio, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace and love.